The cabin lights dimmed, and the engines whispered their endless hum. I was halfway through pretending to read when my son gripped my sleeve. His fingers trembled. His voice, barely a breath, cut through the drone. "Dad, that's Mom." I turned my head slowly, as if the movement itself could keep the world intact. 2 rows ahead, in the aisle seat, she sat laughing. A man's arm rested against hers, their knees brushing. Her hair was shorter now, different clothes. Same ring finger, bare. 3 years since the funeral. 3 years since I buried her beside a gravestone with my name carved next to hers. The man leaned closer, whispered something in her ear. She touched his thigh. She was supposed to be dead, and here she was, breathing, smiling. I didn't speak. I just looked at my son, his eyes wide with confusion. I put a hand on his shoulder. "Eat your snack," I said. He didn't. Neither did I. Inside, the air was collapsing. The seatbelt sign blinked on. I stared at the back of her head like it was a crime scene. My wife, ex-wife, ghost, had been declared dead after a late-night car crash. Closed casket. The coroner said the body was too damaged. I'd signed the papers through a haze of shock. I'd spent months dragging myself through grief, raising our son alone, explaining to him why Mommy wasn't coming back. Now she was here, alive, with someone else. Every detail from the accident clawed at me. The neighbor who said she'd seen her leave the house earlier than usual. The way her phone was never found. The insurance payout she never benefited from because she was supposedly gone. The man beside her handed her a drink. Their fingers lingered, almost rehearsed. It wasn't the gesture of strangers. I sat back, closing my eyes. The pressure in my chest wasn't grief this time. It was the cold burn of calculation. If she could fake her death, she could do anything. And if she could do anything, so could I. When we landed, I didn't approach her. She didn't see us, at least not yet. I kept my son close, slipping through the crowd until she disappeared toward baggage claim. By nightfall, I'd found her hotel. By morning, I had her room number. I didn't knock. I didn't confront. Instead, I began building the scaffolding of truth. Old bank records, property transfers I'd never known about. Photos from social media under a different name. She had dyed her hair, changed her last name, and was living under an identity she'd built before her death. The man she was with, James K. Turner, had no public history before 5 years ago. Fake name, likely fake life. They'd both run from something, and I was going to find it. I didn't tell my son anything more than, "I need to check on something." He didn't need to carry the weight yet. DNA kits, a request for archived medical files, copies of her death certificate and the coroner's report. I looked for cracks in every paper, every date, every signature. The cracks weren't small. They were chasms. The coroner who signed off on her remains had been suspended a year later for falsifying reports. The neighbor who witnessed the accident had sold her house and vanished within weeks. The insurance money? Hidden in a shell account, untouched by her, but not by someone else. Someone with my last name. The DNA came back first. I'd swabbed a napkin she used in the hotel cafe. Match. 99.99%. She was my wife. I waited until she stepped out alone. No James, no crowd. I walked past her in the street, brushed her arm. She froze. Her eyes widened, then darted away. No apology, no recognition, just flight. I followed her to a quiet corner between 2 buildings. "You died," I said. Her lips trembled. "You weren't supposed to." She stopped herself. I handed her the DNA report. She looked at it, at me, then back down. Her shoulders collapsed. Her eyes glossed over, not with remorse, but with the sharp panic of someone cornered. I didn't ask why. I already knew. Our son saw you, I said. She flinched. You faked your death. Left him thinking you were gone. Me too. For what? A new life? She didn't answer. She didn't need to. The silence was confession enough. I stepped closer. I've already sent the files. To the police, to the insurance company, and to your friend James. Her face drained. He'll know by tonight that you're not who you say you are, that you used him, just like you used me. I turned to leave. Her hand caught my arm. Don't do this. I pulled free, calm, certain. You already did. I didn't look back. On the flight home, my son asked if I'd seen her again. I told him the truth in one sentence. She's gone for good this time. He nodded, looking out the window at the clouds swallowing the horizon. I felt nothing. Not rage, not grief. Just the quiet satisfaction of a ledger balanced. She had built her life on erasing me. I ended hers by making her visible again. And visibility, for someone like her, is a slow kind of death. The dead can haunt you, but the living can bleed. And I made sure she would bleed quietly, forever.